We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you, Esther. All right, tonight's agenda includes welcoming you to our meeting, introductions for who we are, and we'll go into after-school programs. We have a speaker here with us today to talk about options for DLI students in current RUSD after-school programs. We're also going to have Esther present on the DLI student data from testing. We have a speaker from the Family Resource Center joining us, and then we'll have space for questions and suggestions and kind of just community time. House rules, please keep your microphone on mute. Unmute when you do need to speak. Use the little raise the hand function too. You can also use the chat box for questions or comments, or you can direct message any of the board members. This meeting is, of course, being recorded so that we can share later on our Google site. If you need interpretation, there is a globe at the bottom of your screen. The little section has moved. It's now under the More button. If you need help finding that, please type in to the chat. Bianca, would you please say that in Spanish on the English channel, just in case someone needs the help?
Yes. Si necesitan interpretación, van a buscar abajo donde dice más o more, y van a, es el globito que está en medio que dice interpretación.
Thank you. Okay, there's me. I'm Ashley Peak. I already introduced myself. We also have Jacqueline Murillo, who has just messaged me. She's trying to get into this meeting. She is our Somos DlI Vice President. And then we have Bianca Corrales. She's our Somos DlI Secretary. Also with us this evening are our wonderful partners from the district, Esther Garcia, our coordinator for dual language immersion K through 12, and Patricia Thetford, our TOSA for DLI K through 12. TOSA, if you don't know, stands for Teacher on Special Assignment. And ladies, I'm so sorry, I didn't let you unmute to say hello.
That is okay, Miss Ashley. You you did so well.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Somos DlI.
Thank you. Okay, a little bit of background. What is this group? Why are we all here? Somos means we are in Spanish. So we are DLI, and we are partners with our district. Goals of Somos DLI are to provide resources to DLI families to ensure success, to foster communication between all school sites, parents, and district. We have a lot of school sites in DLI in this district. To enhance engagement of all of our stakeholders, to encourage ideas and opportunities for students, and to help develop a roadmap for families through the 13-year program. All right, and without further ado, Mr. Samuel Duran, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Hi, I'm Samuel Duran, Samuel Duran, and I love being a part of this because there's something near and dear to my heart. I was a DLI teacher for 13 years, part of the time in San Bernardino City Unified School District, and in Riverside Unified School District. I have had not only the pleasure but the privilege of working alongside Patricia and Esther in a lot of the projects, and I am currently the instructional services specialist for our after school programs, which is actually called the expanded learning programs. And as we share the presentation, we are going to talk about what our program encompasses. You know, we have a lot of different things, so I would love to do that. Miss Esther, would you like me to show my presentation? Oh, you have it there. Beautiful. So if you look at here, these are some of the wonderful things going on in our expanded learning programs, and we're going to talk about the different components that are available to our students, and just wonderful times. And these particular pictures are showcase a few of our DLI sites. So Our USD Expanded Learning Program, who we are. So we provide an inclusive, engaging, and safe environment to our 29 elementary and 8 middle school sites in Riverside here in the Unified School Districts. And we also provide non-school day program such as exploration days and summer program. So some of us are familiar with last year. We did have exploration days, which is those are non-school day programs that we have during fall break, winter break. This year we didn't. However, we are getting prepared and ready for a spring exploration program. We'll talk about that in a little bit, as well as we also help facilitate the summer program as well as summer camp, which some people consider a summer school. But we call it summer camp. And our mission, of course, here in our USD is to provide engaging, innovative, and equitable learning experiences for all of our students. And what we do, or what, is that we extend the school day to build culture of resiliency, respect, and deeper levels of learning within the child. We develop the whole child, provide an environment where clear expectations are modeled, and ensure all students experience a sense of belonging. So Hearts and Prime Time. So this is the core of our programs. These are our after-school programs, and we like to call it not only an extension of a school day, but the second chance. So for Hearts, we have Hearts through TK in sixth grade, and each school's elementary after-school program is called Hearts. And we offer a safe environment in which academic support, enrichment activities, and social emotional development occur every day. Our primetime program has similar focus, but that's for our middle schoolers. That's for our seventh and eighth graders. So we offer these programs throughout all of the sites in the district. Now, as I briefly touched on, we have exploration days and summer camp programs. So, of course, all of these programs are available to all of our DLI students, and we provide opportunities such as during the summer and enrichment programs. So, not only that, so if you have students or know of students who have been in our after school programs, they are offered academic support. They have a time we call it academic hour. They do a lot of enrichment activities with an emphasis sometimes on STEM. There's a lot of SEL, social emotional learning, embedded with a lot of our activities, especially with our physical recreational things. But I want to showcase a couple of things here. During summer camp, a lot of our students had the opportunity to attend La Sierra University. And at La Sierra University, they were offered kind of a little mini university type camp where they had different sections. They had an art class, they had a biology class, and they had a physical education class where they got to play alongside some of the college students who do volleyball and basketball. And they also had swim. So this was one of this showcases some of the wonderful opportunities that they do have. And we also, depending on the theme, we offer a variety of field trips that are based off of the lessons and the theme that we have going on during that time. And also, what's really important to know, exploration days are a little bit different than summer camp. Summer camp is more what we consider summer school, where during the school day, kids have their academic time with their teachers. And also, what's really important, particularly to this group, is there is DLI offered during summer camp. So that's a really, really good time. And then our program also has the second part of the day, which is like Hearts and Prime Time. And they offer similar enrichment activities. And we'll touch upon that right now when we go to our next slides. But the most important thing to understand, though, is that we do have DLI summer camp. It's available to our DLI students. I've had the privilege of teaching during those times. And we do have, I know that with the help of Esther and Patricia, we do have a very good curriculum for our students. And, there is a lot of things that we have there as well to supplement and support our kids. There's a lot of planning, and a lot of it is a labor of love that goes into getting these things organized. There's another picture there. That's another offering. We bring in a lot of different performance. We also have a emphasis on multicultural offerings. So this is one that we have. We've had Pacific Islander. We've had one with African traditions. We've had a few Latino ones as well. We'll showcase that towards the end. So academic hours. So there's different components to Hearts and Prime Time. So we do have an academic hour, and this is a time where students are provided support with their homework and also given additional academic things to work on. However, students participate in an academic hour where they are provided homework assistance as well as supplemental academic activities if time allows. So what we've noticed here is that we've been working really hard to make sure that, not this isn't just a time for them to be babysat, but it's a time that they're provided support with their homework and they're provided different opportunities that can assist them. What's really great about our DLI schools is that DLI schools have staff who are bilingual and who are available to provide assistance to our students. And I know that an effort is made to combine the DLI students by grade level spans when possible. This is observable in some of the sites, and it's a big effort that we try to maintain that. But due to classroom ratios, staffing, kids being picked up early, there's certain times that these students have to be combined. But we do respect the academic hour, and there's a lot of great things going on during this time. Sometimes when we're able to, we can provide opportunities for DLI teachers to come and be able to support. It depends on the school site. It depends if the availability. But this is what we have during academic hour. So our enrichment activities. So this is these are some of the programs. I don't really want to say curriculum. Some of them can be, but these are some of the programs that we use. Quest is one of our really neat things. It's not available at all sites, but it's like a combination of like kind of Dungeons and Dragons means Harry Potter, but it teaches a lot of different social emotional things in it, coding and a lot of different skills. Our programs that we use for academics is Spark and Scholastics, and a lot of our SEL or social emotional learning is satisfied with Spark. So when they do an activity, for example, they're provided not necessarily a community circle, but they're provided a time to kind of debrief, work with teamwork and different things, and it's embedded there, it's disguised, and it's a wonderful way to address those different things. We also, for arts, we have a variety of different things. One of our oldie but goodies is what we use as Arts Attack. It's pretty much not necessarily a tutorial, but they have different subjects and themes, and students are able to participate in art activities with drawing, crafts, different things. We also have a couple things which is really great that we've been able to really expand upon the last couple of years, and that is the Edible Education Kitchen a la carte. It is a portable kitchen. All of our school sites have a portable kitchen, and yes, there all of the instructors that use these kitchens have to take a safety quiz. There's all these different things that have been put in place for safety, but it is wonderful. Students have a cooking club. So with the enrichment activities, they also have what we call enrichment clubs. So they can be different themes with such as bead making, and the kitchen is one of these that they have. And it's wonderful seeing this expand because we've been working really diligently at training up and coaching our staff instead of being kind of like a episode of something out of the cooking channel. This is something where kids are able to knead their own dough, participate, measure. There's a lot of embedded things in there, and it's been wonderful seeing some of the creations, especially during our different holidays, different themes and there's different themes that we come up. We also have a little coalition within the TOSAs, the teacher on special assignments, and those are the after school teachers that help run the programs. And we'll take a few more of those questions. But what's cool is that we have a little club that's coming up with different recipes and different things that they can share site wide, district wide. And and I do want to say this is all free. This is all free. We'll talk about enrollment in a little bit, but this is a wonderful opportunity for our parents. People pay a lot of money for these kind of things and additional after school care. Now, the next thing down there is Fork Farms. Fork Farms is a hydroponic system and kit that we have, and it's been wonderful. One of the first things that come up is growing basil and lettuce, and it's been wonderful exposing students to a lot of our students do not know what pesto sauce is. So we have these large basil plants that are the size of a small corn tortilla, and they're able to use our kitchen. learn how to make pesto. There's just different things. There's caprese salads, and it's been really neat kind of seeing that. So that's one of the wonderful things, and that's close to me as well since I've been instrumental in facilitating their use at sites. So these are some of the enrichment activities. As far as our additional offerings, we have a lot of different offerings. So I mentioned briefly we have hearts enrichment clubs. Those can be a variety of different things. Like I said, with beads. We've had reading clubs. We've had different craft clubs. So these are things that vary per site, but they do have them. A lot of them do utilize their minimum days to take advantage of this, such as on Wednesdays and on Fridays. Another thing that's been wonderful that we brought in is Mud Hut. So Mud Hut is a ceramic and pottery offering that comes into sites. They come in for 3 days. All of our sites have signed up for it. And what they do is that I know a lot of us have memories of working with clay, making little things or a little cup or a little tray and just leaving it out there and to dry. This is more than that. An instructor comes in and teaches these students how to make a variety of different things. And what's cool is that they take them off site, take them to a kiln to bake, glaze them. So when they come back, you have these professionally made little ceramic pieces. And it's some of you may be familiar with Color Me Mine, different things like that, or the drinking sip kind of situations there where we go and do fun things. But this is definitely for students, and it's been wonderful. What I love about this particular offering is that we sometimes we have up to 40 students, and it's great. Kindergartner, TK, all the way to sixth grade, making the same thing, all of them equally engaged. So it's really great. We're going to talk about enrollment in a little bit. Then we also have another offering, multicultural offering, is Empower You Edutainment. Empower You Edutainment is a theater group. Their emphasis is Black History Beyond February, and they come into sites. They can work with up to 40 students from Monday. It's a week-long offering. They come in. They have different variety of groups working with acting, with art, and then they do singing and music, and it culminates into this parent performance on Friday. So it's a wonderful thing. This was open to sign up from some of our sites. So we have probably about 15 school sites that have signed up for this. So this is one of them. Cinema Culturas, I have a little treat for you at the end. So this particular offering is a Latino-based production company that comes out, and they emphasize that we've been focusing on DLI schools for this. Oops, not yet, not yet. We got a few more. We got a few more. We have a honor band that's beginning at some school sites. Honor band, and that's in partnership with our USD Arts, with the district, and students are able. Some of them go to different school sites or middle schools, and they practice band. So we've got that going on. We've got a variety of field trips, education based. Just to know, these aren't just recreational ones. They definitely are fun, but we do have to have lesson plans and justification for these things. So everything that we choose for field trips has a purpose. And we've also had sports offerings. We've had in middle school, we've had flag football. We just finished our after school league, after school Hearts soccer league. So we're going to open that up to some sites with basketball as well. We do have cup stacking competitions. All of the after school programs have these formal cup stacking kits. Like it's a legitimate thing. And cup stacking is a thing. And then our line staff help train our kids with doing this. And then once in a while we've also had soccer clinics in the past. I know we did one this year at Longfellow at DLI school, and it was very successful. It's just very tricky getting a lot of these things out there, making sure the weather is good for that. And another thing that we have going right now that we're going to begin again in the next month is called Girls on the Run. Girls on the Run is an I would say I'm just gonna call it what it is. It's an empowerment little group where girls it culminates into like a 5K walk and run, and they practice, they walk, but they have these little mini seminars where they chat in between topics relating to them. It's wonderful. So we have that. So, but the next slide, I want to showcase what we did this year at a few of our DLI sites and a particular site too that participated. So this is from Cinema Culturas. Oh yeah, do we have sound?
Can you hear it?
We can't.
My name is Imani, and my school is Longfellow Elementary. What superpower I would like to have is the
Really?
ability to teleport. Say,
Okay, I know Louise knows how to switch on the sound.
She was starting. I started to hear it, Esther.
Oh, you did? So you
Yeah,
guys
towards
can
the
hear it.
end.
Oh, okay. Sorry, let me start it again.
if someone needs to go somewhere, I can just like touch.
Can you guys hear
Should
it?
There should be music, not just voice to it.
Can you guys hear the music?
We
Because I
can't.
can hear the music. Okay. Let me,
Not on our end.
I know there's a trick to Zoom. We don't play a lot of videos, Samuel. And I tested it this morning and it worked. Can you hear it now?
Esther, check in the settings on the bottom. It has like a little red thing. I don't know if that has anything to do with the sound on the
I didn't hear
bottom.
you, Bianca, because I can hear the music loud and clear here on my end.
On the
You have
settings on
to
the bottom.
reshare it. You have to reshare, and then there's a place to click off to add sound.
Yeah, I'm in settings. Can you guys see my settings?
It's not in settings.
It's not in settings. We were doing, Luis, can you show that? I know Luis knows how to do this.
It showed that you were on mute, Esther, so check your
I'm
mute button again.
not on mute because you can hear me right now, right? Can you hear me
Yes.
talking? Yes, so let me see again. Can you hear it?
No, but if you let it run, maybe it'll start up once it gets started.
Can you hear it?
Just let it run, see what happens.
And stop sharing and then hit share again and the dialog box will appear.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Okay, you want me to stop sharing and then you share, Samuel?
It said,
Okay.
let's see,
Yes.
who was it? Yeah, who was it that provided that text right now? Let's see. I think it was Luis. It was Luis that shared. Luis, can you provide instructions on how to do that? Let's see.
I think since he's in the interpreter channel, he can't actually
Oh, I
speak on
see.
our side. That is what he's nodding his head. So he said, Esther, if you stop sharing your screen and then try reopening it and sharing again from the same slide, I think that's what he wants you to do. Sorry, everybody, technical difficulties. While Esther is working on that, I will just highlight one of the reasons we do Zoom meetings is because of the number of sites that have DLI. It would be not impossible, but very difficult to get everyone in the same room at the same site if we were to try to do this in person. It's something that we talk about sometimes doing, but the magnitude of the thing kind of scares us off, and we go back to our little computer screens where we're safe and it's easily accessible for everybody. So, but sometimes then we get these little snafus where we're trying to do a thing. And Samuel, your presentation's so wonderful. Thank you for putting in the effort. We will get it right. So
Of
bear
course.
with us.
It's okay. Just really excited to showcase this little clip.
I wanted to share. My kids did a couple of they did the ceramics with the mud hut. They made these last year during the summer, and they've done the cooking classes. They're at prime time now. They never did hearts, but they did all the exploration days, and they were amazing. They were sad to leave elementary school because they knew they wouldn't get exploration days anymore. But they do prime time every day, and they do beading, crafting. They do the game room. They do all kinds of stuff, and they've gone on so many field trips. It's things I could never do with them. They take them on. So if you
Okay,
have, you
try
should do it.
again.
Go ahead.
Can you hear now? No?
I'd say just let it run because when one of the little girls came up, we were able to hear her voice. So
My name is Imani, and my school is
Can you hear?
Longfellow Elementary. What superpower I would like to have is the ability to teleport. Say, if someone needs to go somewhere, I can just like touch their hand, think of where they wanted to go, and then we'll be able to go there.
My name is Nayeli Aguayo. My school is Mountain View Elementary School. And my favorite thing about here is that we get to learn about axolotito and that we get to be bilingual in every area. My favorite part of today was the acting because I get to figure out how to like use the microphone and how to use the camera. And that is very interesting because I never done it before. My name is Mateo. I'm from Castleview Elementary. And if I had a superpower, it would be super speed. So when someone's like, let's say if they were gonna fall off a building, I would run as fast to save them and catch them. Hi, my name is Natalia, and my school name is Fremont Elementary. If I had a superpower, it would be teleportation. If people were in a fire, I would teleport them out to safety.
Hopefully I can share this in a different format so you can see this, but it's I had a lot of fun. The director of that program is her name is Dr. Connie Martinez. Dr. Connie Martinez has been very instrumental in the Latino cinematic scene with the creating empowering videos that are, you know, close to home. I know she's worked a lot at Coachella Valley. She's done some film festivals and different things, but I think that was a wonderful way to kind of showcase our DLI kiddos that a lot of times get overlooked. And I'm really proud of helping bringing that offering to the district, and hopefully we can do that again. But now to the nuts and bolts. Enrolling to Hearts and Primetime. So there's a few things. So these are not applications; these are enrollment forms. And the main platform that we're using is please use the Aries Parent Portal to enroll or ask your school's front office for a hard copy for Hearts or Primetime. Also, you know, we do want to utilize that. We understand we want to make it accessible. We do offer the paper enrollment forms. Those are usually found in the front office with with our information. The QR codes are on there. They are functional. They work. Um, for the students can enroll at this time. However, you know, we are making an effort for all of our students to be able to participate in our programs, and we haven't we when students are signed up, if there's not space available, we have an enroll students not yet attending. So the purpose is to make sure that we have correct staffing, because one of the things for safety purposes, we want to make sure that we maintain those staff to student ratios. For example, for TK and kinder, it's one staff member for 10 students. That one is a non-negotiable. That's a big one that we have. And for the other grades, for first grade all the way up to middle school, it's one staff member to 20. It can vary a little bit, but that's where we're at with that. So it's really big. So if you enroll your students, you check in with the site TOSA. So the way that our program works is that we have a teacher that facilitates our programs. They're also called a teacher on special assignment, a TOSA. They're the ones that support that. Are the tutors and people that work with our students are line staff members, and we work with Boys and Girls Club, as well with another organization called Creative Brain Learning. Creative Brain Learning is more responsible for TK through first grade. They work with those students at some sites. And then we also have our USD tutors that work in our program. So we're making an effort. We've expanded on that. We have close to 9,000 students are attending our programs. So it's a big deal. Now, with that, when it comes to the beginning of the school year, We send communication now to different district use social media. So with I know with Instagram, with different things, this information is always sent out beforehand during the summer months for regular enrollment for the school year. The best time to do that, to make sure that there's no hiccups, is to enroll your students when that communication is sent out. Now, for exploration days, our following exploration days is spring. We are working on completing all of the things on our end for enrollment, all the systems that we have to take the enrollment. But our spring exploration days will be on March 24th to the 28th, which is spring break. And that information is going to be going out very soon, within the next couple of weeks. That information is going to be sent out, and like it says there, advertisement and communication to enroll for exploration days and summer program is communicated via Parent Square and district utilized social media outlets. The online enrollment form will still be available on Aries Parent Portal. So when those things are available, it's on Aries Parent Portal. And again, to come back to this, these programs are free to our students. And if we have any questions, also, there is our website there. There's a few things we need to update, but the main information is there. I'm going to put that in the chat for you to have a look at. And also, please take note of our email. It's expandedlearning@riversideunified.org. We're pretty big on responding to parents with any concerns, requests, or things that come up. So we have that, and I love this picture here. This is another one of our students during La Sierra, one of our field trips to La Sierra. So do we have any questions?
They asked if you could repeat the dates for the exploration dates for the spring
So
exploration dates.
exploration dates or during spring break, and that's on March 20. Let me look at my calendar to make sure that I have it correctly. It is March 24th until March 28th. So Monday, March 24th until March 28th. That which is yes, towards the end of March. And then we are working on finalizing the scheduled dates for summer exploration and summer camp. That's going to come out shortly as well.
Samuel, there's a question. Do you have to be in Hearts to do the exploration days?
So that's a good question. I want to provide clarification. You do not have to be in Hearts to be in any of the exploration days or to enroll for summer exploration days or summer camp. You do have to enroll for the exploration days. I know there's been some miscommunication in the past. Well, they're already enrolled in Hearts or in prime time. They're going to attend. No, it's very important to keep an eye out for that communication that goes out when the enrollment window opens up for spring break. Or spring exploration, yes.
Thank you.
And if any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. We check that email daily, and we take your concerns and questions very seriously.
Samuel, I actually do have one question.
Yes.
This is Ashley talking. Wondering about that DLI summer camp. Is that something that gets communicated separate from exploration days or from Hearts or prime time?
Esther, can you touch upon that, because that gets included with just a general summer camp communication that's sent out.
Yes, with that one, we do go through expanded learning, and we also generate all of the announcements through the regular summer school program. So when our English language arts and mathematics departments and all of the other departments that provide the summer school information, it is sent out to all of the students, not just the non-DLI students, or not just the DLI students. However, we can work with the other departments to make sure that through Parent Square, we communicate with just our DLI students too, so that they know they can be part of this.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And I have one kind of hard to answer question. Thank you for answering that, Esther. I know in the past it's been kind of difficult, tricky to get students into any sort of after school program if it's deep into the year. It sounds like that's something that's changed, that the program has expanded significantly, and there is hope to get your kid into one of these programs.
Yes, you can enroll during at this time. It may take a little bit of time. It may take a little bit of time, and it's dependent on staffing.
Well, that's good to know. There's hope and so many wonderful offerings. I would like to have pesto pizza now, and I would like to make some pottery. I would like to attend these classes if at all possible. We should make a parent component. I would sign up for that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time again. Please reach out if you have any questions. I didn't put my email there, but it's sduran@riversideunified.org. I'm also available. As an instructional services specialist, I am an administrator in the office, so I can support with a variety of things.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this evening. We appreciate your presentation.
Appreciate you.
And we will continue on with our slides for the evening. But before we jump to our next session with Esther Garcia, I just wanted to call out and say thank you to board member Tweed for joining us this evening. I saw you sneak into the attendees, and we appreciate you being here with us. And Esther Garcia, if you'd like to go ahead, student data.
Thanks for
Oh,
having me.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was figuring out my Zoom buttons too here, but I have a DLI kid, and thank you for the work that you guys do.
Thank you, Dr. Tweed.
Okay. Good evening, parents. Tonight, we are just going to go over some brief data, student achievement data for our DLI students. And I will answer any of your questions at the end. So I am Esther Garcia. I am the coordinator for the Dual Language Immersion Program, and along with Patricia Thetford, who is here, our teacher on special assignment. We both do analyze student data. We do share it with our DLI staffs and with our DLI teachers when we meet with them. This is one of my favorite quotes for our DLI program. A student who is bilingual can fluently speak 2 languages. I consider myself bilingual. I do speak 2 languages, but a student who is biliterate can read, write proficiently in both languages. Not only can they speak it, they can also write it. It is so important for our students to become biliterate in both languages, to make sure that that when they graduate as fully bilingual and biliterate, they will have those opportunities to network with all of the Spanish-speaking countries and, of course, beyond. In DLI, besides becoming bilingual and biliterate, we also want our students to graduate with California's overarching goal, which is making sure that students graduate broadly literate, but for us, also bilingual. We want our students to make sure that they take advantage of the advanced placement programs, and given their schedule and given their pathways in DLI, this is one of the requirements for us, is that they take the AP Spanish courses and some of the other courses that we also offer for their pathways. We give all of our students the opportunity to graduate with the seal of biliteracy, but do keep in mind that this is an option for our students once they reach high school. However, we start preparing our students since kindergarten for the seal of biliteracy, and along the way, we celebrate the seal of biliteracy and its importance. We celebrate in kindergarten, 3rd grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, and of course, by the end, they reach the 12th grade, they get that beautiful seal from the state. We also make sure that our students are enrolled in our translation course so that they can learn how to translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English. One of our favorite sayings this school year for Patricia and I is telling all of our principals and staff is that preparing students for college and career does not begin in the 7th grade or 8th grade when they start taking their AP coursework. It starts in kindergarten. We need to start preparing our students with the academic language that they need so that by the time they get to these courses, the AP courses, they are fully prepared. So now I'm going to dive into the achievement data for our DLI students. I'm going to start with the Smarter Balance Assessment, which is the CASP. Our students, along with every other student, they take the CASP every single year in the spring. They take it, the window opens, I believe, late March into April, and we take the assessment through May, right before the end of the year. For the past 2 years, I'm giving you 2 years of data for grades 3 through 8 and 11th grade. These are the only grades that take the state assessment. So when you combine the data for all of our DLI students, and then compare it to our RUSD, this is how they do. In 23-24, 46% of our students score proficient in the English language arts. And keep in mind that this is coming out of COVID and recuperating a lot of the learning that our students lost during the COVID year. And it was especially hard for our DLI students because learning 2 languages virtually became a little bit challenging for not only our students, our families, our teachers. It was not an easy task, but our teachers were up to the challenge. In 24, this past school year, 48% of our students score proficient or advanced. So we're nearing more of that 50% that we are trying to reach. Each year, we do have the challenge to increase by anywhere from 3 to more points if we can. In mathematics, we do need a little bit more work to do. Mathematics is a little bit more challenging for our students. And the biggest challenge that we have for our students is that mathematics is in Spanish, completely 100% in Spanish, K6, and then they make that transition to English only in the 7th grade. We have been working with our teachers, especially our 5th grade and 6th grade teachers, and we have been working with them on some of the tools that can help them bridge the 2 languages together. Not translate, because remember that in our program, we do not translate the language, but we can bridge the 2 languages so that our students can use one language or the other language to support each other, to support the languages, not necessarily the students. We have a lot of other tools for that. For the Smarter Balance, when you break the data for 3-6, just 3-6, middle school and high school, it's not included in this one. 46% of our students score proficient or advanced, which is a little bit higher than the previous data that you just observed, and 48% of our students in 3-6. Again, mathematics continues to require a little bit of extra work. For 7th through 8th, as you can see, our students do progress. And this is where our parents, when they are in kindergarten through 6th grade, they want to drop our program because they feel like our students are not learning one or another language or succeeding, right? Yes, it is going to be challenging, but look what happens by the time they get to secondary, 7th and 8th grade, they really begin to understand both languages and use both languages for all of the academic content. When you compare to how they do in elementary to now how they do in 7th through 8th grade, the jump is pretty big when it comes to reading and writing, the language arts skills. Mathematics, again, we require a little bit more work, but this is the transition where we go from Spanish only to English only mathematics. So this is something that I know Patricia and I have been talking a lot about, especially when it comes to mathematics, is how do we support our students make that transition so that it is not that challenging? Because mathematics is not just numbers. A lot of people like mathematics is they should be able to do it, right? Math has a big piece of language. Language is very important in mathematics in all subjects, right? So that's one of our biggest focus right now, especially with the essential standards, is making sure that we are focusing on that academic language, not just in reading and writing, but in all other subjects. For, sorry, my clicker is a little bit too fast. For English learners, we do have a significant number of students who are English learners in our program, and this is a 2-year comparison. The LPAC, the English Language Proficiency Assessment for California, is a highly rigorous assessment, just like the other assessments. And the scores, to be honest, they do fluctuate each year depending on the number of students that we have and and how well they are progressing in learning English. This assessment assesses only English learners. It does not assess all of our DLI students, just students classified as English learners, and it measures how well they are learning the academic English language. It doesn't assess the mathematics, the science, history, although those subjects are included. It only assesses how well our English learners are are learning the academic English language. So as you can see, we did have a dip between DLI 2022-23 and 23-24. We went from 16% to 12%. However, the students who scored in the middle, level 3, did grow for us, and it jumped to 39%. This is where we really want our kids to be at when they are progressing from one level to 2, because these are the kids that we can identify and really work with them so that we can move them up to a level 4. The goal for English learners is to move them to a level 4 so that we can consider reclassification for them. Our students in DLI, they do reclassify, and the students who actually reclassify, not only district-wide, but for our DLI program, they are some of the highest performing students because of that academic language mastery that they develop. For 7th grade and middle school, these are the courses that we expect them to take above the regular schedule. But in 7th grade, they do take the pre-AP Spanish and world history in Spanish. This is where their pre-AP, pre-advanced placement program begins in the 7th grade. And then in 8th grade, they take the advanced placement, language and culture, in science in Spanish. This is the program. All other courses are in English only. However, one of the tracks for our DLI program is that our students are expected to follow the A through G requirements, which A through G are the courses that will put them on the path to college so that they can be prepared to go to college if they choose to go to college. For our 9th to 12th grade students, in 9th grade, they do take biology and world history in Spanish. Ramona has been very successful at providing both biology and world history in Spanish in the 9th grade. One of our challenges is finding the teachers that are qualified to teach these courses, but we do offer these 2 courses at our high school. 10th grade, they take the advanced placement Spanish literature. And the 11th grade is honors history. And of course, in the 12th grade is the introduction to translation. One of the things that I do want to make sure that our parent community and everyone else understands is that they are not certified translators. They don't graduate certified translator. as translators. It is a certificate that they attain saying, I did complete the introduction to translation, English to Spanish, Spanish to English. And this course is also a college level course. It has been approved by our college, and it has been approved by our elective courses, the A through G electives. So it is a fully approved course. And if students decide to get to make the translation interpreting as a career, they graduate already with 3 college courses and ready to continue on a career as a translator and interpreter, which is a fantastic career to have, to be honest. You know, I mean, I wish I could speak like my interpreters and my translators at the district office, because it truly is amazing to see them speak both languages, English and Spanish, so fluently. And then just hearing them speak when they're translating or interpreting, like Luis is right now in the interpreter room translating simultaneously. What a great skill to have, right? All other courses are in English only, and they are A through G courses because we do expect them to be on that A through G pathway. For the seal of biliteracy, again, this is a choice that our students, including our DLI, we do encourage them, we do monitor, we do make sure that they get on the pathway to attaining the seal of biliteracy. But by the time our students reach high school, DLI is not only a choice for them, right? A lot of times we cannot force our young teenage students to take the courses that we want them to take. So some of our students do decide not to attain the seal of biliteracy. Some of our students do. Most of our students do, actually. But some of them, they're not interested in taking the seal of biliteracy. But the seal of biliteracy is for any student who is multilingual and demonstrates proficiency in English and a target language. The seal of biliteracy is not only for students who speak Spanish as a second language or as a first language. It's for anyone who is interested in the target language that they wish to attain in high school. Students are awarded the California Seal of Biliteracy in their senior year. They receive that beautiful seal from California. We actually order it from the state, from Sacramento. Students work on the requirements through the pathway through our DLI or through world language course options. So they have those 2 options. We linked the criteria for the seal of biliteracy here for all of our parents. I know you will have access to this recording and to this presentation, but this is the requirement that our students must follow. So parents, that this is another piece of information that is really important for our parents to know, that just because they're DLI students does not mean they are going to attain the seal of biliteracy. It doesn't mean we're going to give it to them just because they're DLI students. I wish it was, right? Because we're preparing them since kindergarten, and they should earn it because they've been in DLI all these years. However, they must meet this criteria to attain the seal. But California actually gives them different pathways to attain the seal. It's not just the language, read it, write it, and speak it. They do have to pass the assessment and or some of the coursework that they do. And then they do have to demonstrate that fluency in oral language. For our English learners, they do give them, California does give our English learners a third option and a third criteria opportunity to earn the seal of biliteracy. I am very proud to say that this past school year, 86% of our students, when we aggregate all of the data and when I put all of the data together, actually attained the seal of biliteracy. And in looking at the data as closely as I did this school year for the seal of biliteracy, you know, we did notice that some of our students opt not to take the assessment for the AP assessments that would qualify them for the seal. And they also decide not to, you know, not to attain the seal. So for me, one my challenge is how to identify the students early on, like in these 8th grade. How do I get that roster of who's taking the assessment and who is not taking the assessment, and perhaps not only talk to the students, but talk to the parents about the choices that we're making and not taking the assessment, right? Because there's no fee for our students. There is a fee for the assessment, but we do provide opportunities for our students to take it, whether they can afford the assessment or not. We do give opportunities to pay for the assessment for those students who cannot afford it. So we do remove a lot of the barriers. So for me, it's talking to the students as to, I want to know why. Why do you opt not to take this assessment? Talk to the parents about the opportunities missed if they don't take the assessments, because they have to. This is one of the tests that they do have to pass, is those AP assessments. And also along the way, the other assessments that they have to take, and the coursework, completing the courseworks for 9th through 12th grade. That's going to be really important. So I think for this coming year, I want to make sure that I get my roster of all of the students who qualify for this, all of my DLI students, and then start looking a little bit deeper and start visiting them in the classroom, start talking more to the teachers as to who is at risk of not taking the assessments, of not following the criteria, and how can we, support the teachers, support the parents in putting them back on track to getting the seal of biliteracy. But of all of the students who attempted, 86% attained it. So it is pretty high for our DLI program, and we are really proud. But can we increase it? Yes, I think we can increase it. Okay, and like I was mentioning, the AP exams in any course, it is a choice exam for our students. But how do we as parents work with the students, and how do we district support staff can work with our teachers and students to make sure that, yes, it is a choice, but let's just take it, let's just try it, because if you get a 3, 4, or 5, you get those credits that are so needed for our students when they when they reach college. Okay, any questions?
We do have some questions in the chat. First one, it's a comment. It's stating, if students are in honor 7th, 8th, 9th grade, then the only non-honor courses they will have to have are the DLI courses. I would like to advocate again to add DLI courses at the honors level.
Yes.
Thank you for that comment. We have a question. Can a non-DLI student receive the seal of biliteracy, I'm assuming?
Yes, you do not have to be a DLI student to attain the seal of biliteracy.
Thank you for that, Adriana. We have another question. According to the previous slide, it seems that a high Spanish AP score can meet the requirement in place of a coursework, i.e. DLI.
Can you repeat that again, Jackie, please?
According to the previous slide, it seems that a high Spanish AP score can meet the requirement in place of a coursework, for example, DLI. I'm not sure if they were just commenting. Yeah. I don't know if Ron, if you would like to elaborate on that.
If you could back up a couple of slides, please. I think there was one that had the California one. This one. So I wasn't sure if it means that, you see it says assessment, choose one, or coursework, that at the AP exam could substitute for the DLI coursework on the Spanish side.
On the Spanish side, where it says here English proficiency demonstrated,
second language proficiency.
Yes, it is, or it is one of the assessments that they can take, or they can complete the coursework. So it's one or the other.
So meaning that, so I guess the follow-up question would be, I'm sorry to speak out of turn, would be that, if my kid goes to, like a different program, like Riverside STEM, that doesn't offer DLI, but she takes like the Spanish AP exam, then she would still get this, right?
Yes, if she meets the full criteria. So you can see that the first criteria is English proficiency demonstrated by completing all of the courses and getting a GPA of 3.0 or higher, or by passing one of these assessments down here, like the CASP, the AP, the IB, the SAT, right? So that's number one. And then number two is for the second language proficiency is passing one of these assessments or completing the coursework like it shows right here. So if your child is at STEM and is not a DLI student, they can complete the coursework. They can complete the coursework for the English language or one of the assessments, or they can pass one of the assessments or the coursework, but it has to be the two. That's why it has that little plus here. So it's the one criteria and then the second criteria.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ron. Another question, does the 86% represent DLI students who scored 3 or higher on the 8th grade AP test?
No, those are the students who yes, I'm sorry, it is the AP assessment, yes. DLI only. I did not run it for everybody else.
Thank you for that, Amy. From Rocío, agradablemente puedo decir que soy madre de la primera generación DLI y fue un gusto y también reto ver el progreso en nuestras estudiantes. Rocío stating that her child was a first generation of the DLI program and she's very pleased with the program and how it's been developing over the years. Gracias, Rocío. Juanita, what is the percentage of DLI students that took the test?
I don't have it at the top of my head, but it is something I can bring back.
Thank you, Juanita. Google Pixel, my kid is an English speaker and in first grade. Is it normal to feel that my kid is falling behind?
It is normal to feel that, and you're going to probably feel that all the way up to 5th grade. 6th grade is really where students are beginning to use the two languages to support each other, for Spanish to support English, English to support Spanish. And as you can see, through our data, our students do perform much better by the time they get to 7th, 8th grade. And by the time they get also to the 11th grade assessment, they truly do a lot better. So I always tell my parents, don't get frustrated. Remember that they are learning two languages and that it's not easy. A lot of times it's not even easy to learn one language, right? But to learn two languages, especially when they get to 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, where it's 50% the two languages, it is normal, very normal. So yes, it is going to be frustrating, but parents hang in there because by the time they get to high school, everything begins to level off and our students do perform very well in our DLI program.
Also, keep in mind that we do have a 90-10 model. So that means in kindergarten, 90% is in Spanish and 10% is in English. And then in first grade, 80% is in Spanish and 20% is in English and so on. So in kinder, first and second, we're really focusing on that target language, acquiring that language through literacy. So the students are really focused in Spanish. So that might seem like your student is maybe falling behind, but they're not falling behind in regards to maintaining their primary language. In this case, your child in English, they're still going to progress. And it's amazing how much more they progress in English as well as they're learning that target language.
Thank you for that. She also followed up with what is the best way to give support to our students so that we don't feel this way?
Yeah, the best way to get support for your child, make sure that you share with them, in the target language. For us, in Spanish, kindergarten through third grade, learning that Spanish is very valuable and it's really important. So make sure that you give them those opportunities as best as you can. In our DLI program, we do have many resources that we've shared, several times with our parents. But if you know how to get into Clever, they're in Clever, our resources. But we do have resources like RAS Kids. That's one of the bigger programs that we have that our parents can take advantage and practice the Spanish with their children at home. You can access RAS Kids 24/7, anywhere, anytime. And so make sure that your children are practicing the target language. If they are in fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, and you see that they need a little bit more practice in English, our programs are both in English and in Spanish. And so we do have a cheat sheet that we call it, with all of the resources that we have for Spanish. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Thetford, because she knows exactly where it's at. She shares it every year, but if you can add it to the chat box, Patricia, that would be amazing. And then that way you can parents look through all of the resources that we have in this cheat sheet. RASKits is just one of the examples. Maravillas is the program that we use. It's our base program, and it also has many wonderful resources for your children. And many of the programs that we have come in video form, so your children can have access to both languages in video form. Brain Pop, children love Brain Pop. And Brain Pop also comes in English and in Spanish. So take advantage of our programs that we have if your child needs that extra practice. You will not believe it, but 20 minutes a day of practice in either language will make a big, big difference. And 20 minutes a day, parents, is not that much time, to be honest. It goes by very, very fast when you're doing it. So daily practice of either language with that they are having problem with will really give them that support. The other thing you can do is, of course, talk to the teacher. The teachers have a lot of resources at hand that they can not only share with you, but they can also implement in the classrooms. So make sure that you are in constant communication with your teachers. With your principals, make sure that you bring in your principals if your child needs that extra support. Children in DLI, non-DLI, we have many children who need that extra support. You parents are the best advocates for your children. Don't be afraid to go into the school site and speak on behalf of your child. But when it comes to resources, send us an email. We will be more than happy to email you back with all of the resources that we have available for our DLI students.
Thank you for that, Esther. I'm trying to catch up on some older questions. If a student is doing honors AP math, would they still be able to do honors AP math and be in the DLI program?
I'm sorry, Jackie, can you repeat that again?
It's okay. If a student is doing honors AP math, would they still be able to do honors AP math and be in the DLI program?
Yes, absolutely. Our students can, besides taking our Spanish courses in high schools and in middle school, they can take any other course that they want. We have many of our students who actually take a full course of AP courses, and it doesn't affect their DLI program at all. Your children can, besides taking honors, let's say US history, they can take AP biology, AP chemistry. They can take any courses that they really want. The rest of the courses is up to them.
Thank you, Esther. I added those resources that you mentioned on the chat.
Awesome. Thank you, Patricia. Take advantage, parents. Open the resources page that Mrs. Thetford added, and everything comes with a link to make it easy for you to access them. However, you can also access them through your child's Clever account. Every student has a Clever account, and they do know how to access it, especially by now. We're in the middle of the year and they use Clever in the classroom almost daily. So ask them, how do I get to Clever? And show me all of the programs that are available to you on Clever.
Okay, I think that's it for questions. Esther, thank you as always, and Patricia for all of the information and deep diving into the data. It's so nice to see the numbers and how they've progressed. And I can say as a parent, I didn't mention this earlier, I have two kids in DLI. One is in third grade, one is in seventh grade. I have seen the progression that each of them have had in their own way. And I promise you, it gets easier and they do progress. They do get better, not only in Spanish, but also in English. And I know I can see Jackie shaking her head, yes. And Bianca, I mean, we're biased. We love DLI and we really do believe in this program. And it really does shine through in our kids. You'll be amazed. You just got to see it through in the moment. And don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help because we've all been there. And it can be hard. You can feel like you're kind of alone, which is why we made this group so that you don't have to be alone. So don't be a stranger.
Yeah. Thank you,
Okay,
Ashley.
of course. We do have one more final speaker, Josefa Moya. Thank you so much for being patient with us and getting through the rest of the presentation. We would love to hear from you.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you very much for having me. I am here from the Family Resource Center, just sharing a little bit of information of upcoming events or activities. A couple of the flyers that I shared earlier with Ms. Garcia. A late notice, but I just wanted to share it. There's always great opportunities on behalf of the district-wide and the Family Resource Center. One of the workshops that will be coming up just a couple of weeks away, February 3rd, virtually, will be the RCC Promise program. There is going to be a presentation, and this is a presentation being brought to first-time college students. One of the best programs that RCC has, they have many programs, and this is where the student and the family can learn about the 2-year free college education. And like I said, for the first-time students. The program has the registration link. We have been sharing with the assistance of Nick Hamry and our supervisor, Susana Samudio, have been sharing the flyers through Parent Square. So if you have access to that daily, weekly, whichever way you're looking at your messages for the parents, we do invite everyone to review not just this one, but any other flyers that may be out there, any upcoming presentations. Next. We also have Parent Institute for Quality Education. The series is being currently presented at Monroe. They've started this week. We have High Grove Elementary coming up on Wednesday, January 22nd, next week. They will be starting their presentation. And I know that they are currently looking at Gage Middle School. So this program goes over the various stages of academics. This particular one will be presented at High Grove elementary level, and we do invite not only High Grove parents, but parents from other elementary level schools to attend if they wish. They will be having registration or general information provided either through the QR code or go in and register with the bit.ly registration link, which is included. Some of the things that they are offering, and I'm actually going to look at my flyer because on the screen it's a lot smaller. Some of the information that they do offer is strategies that help to build the students' positive self-esteem, They offer tools to navigate the school system, prepare the student, prepare them for going to college, making their plan. They learn about online security. They have added a couple of topics to their curriculum, very important. Expand their digital skills for today's online world and gain new family resources and academic support. They offer much more information than this, but we do ask if the family is interested, if you're able to join us. It is coming up just next week. Next. This flyer is just our general current flyer for the Family Resource Center. One of the only things that I did want to mention is that, of course, we have the Family Resource Center main office, which is located inside of the Riverside Adult School premises. We are actually portable B6, but we also have a satellite office in the east side of Riverside, as our district, extends far and wide. We are currently inside of the Community Settlements Association off of Bermuda Avenue. We are currently still part-time hours, Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 12. That will be changing in the upcoming weeks. So I believe the administrative secretary at our office, Ms. Trail, will be updating this flyer pretty soon. But what we ask is, if you have any families that need our assistance, please just let them know to contact us, whether they stop by and visit us or give us a call, send us an email. We're available to support in whichever manner we can. Next, the Latino Family Literacy Program is going to be presented in the next few weeks. It actually starts in February 11th at Liberty Elementary. I do invite any families that have elementary level age children, if they would like to participate. It is a bilingual program. It is not an English as a second language program. It's just bilingual. We do share and read books that are both English and Spanish. It will be presented starting Tuesday, February 11th at 9 o'clock at Liberty Elementary. And I do invite families to participate. This is a very interactive program. We do create a family album. It is a project that we do throughout the series. So hopefully it's something that families can take their time and come out and join the facilitator. This time it will be one of my coworkers. I believe it's Miss Cristal. And I would like to see some families out there joining us. I believe that was the last flyer. Thank you so much. I don't know if anybody has questions for me. No. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Josefa, for joining us and sharing all of the wonderful information. The Family
You're welcome.
Resource Center is an amazing resource in this district, and it is always there for you. If you have anything that you need, you can go there and get assistance.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, a couple of updates. Esther, would you like me to read these? It's pretty simple to see here. The fall application for the 2025 window is now closed. That means that notifications about DLI status for those that applied for this last year, going into this next school year, of course, will be sent to parents at the end of January 2025. The after window application is something that is available on the DLI page on the district website. It opens February 3rd, 2025 at 12 p.m. and closes September 26th this year at 4 p.m. The link for that application will be live February 3rd. Some important dates. MLK Day is January 20th. That's this coming Monday. January 30th is the DLI acceptance notices should reach you at that point in time. February 3rd, the English Language Proficiency Assessment for California, the LPAC, begins for English learners. February 3rd, the After Window DLI application opens. Our next Somos DlI meeting will be March 19th at 5:30 on Zoom. And before we close out, and I mentioned some of these ways to contact us, ways to get involved, I wanted to say thank you to our interpreter, Luis Martinez, who is on the other channel right now. So he won't be able to talk, but he might wave at us. Thank you for being here and for translating our meetings. Our interpreters are a huge part of how this all works because we are a dual language program. I want to make sure that we always have access to both languages. And I am not a good spokesperson for speaking Spanish, though I think I need to start trying. Um, so maybe New Year's resolutions. Some information here. If you'd like to contact Esther Garcia, our DLI coordinator, again, our USD employee and the person running all DLI things, her email address is there. If you'd like to reach out to me, that's my personal email address. I am not an RUSD employee. I'm a volunteer like the other two parents on our board. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. You can also find our group on Facebook where we post information about previous meetings, future meetings, anything DLI related. We did recently start an Instagram, that's at the bottom of the screen there. And we do have a Google site where all of this wonderful recording and slide decks will be located. If you have any questions, feel free to stay behind and hang with us. We will close the whole meeting out and we appreciate you coming and thank you for being with us tonight.
Esther, there's one more question just in case Michelle's still sticking around. She wants to ask for kindergarteners, can we register them prior to enrolling them to kindergarten?
Yeah, I'm going to encourage her to look at her homeschool for registration dates. Our schools do have separate different windows and timelines for registration. So please go to your school of residence, look at the dates for kindergarten registration. Parents, it is really important that you register your child at your home school first. If accepted, then we will work with you on the transfers to the DLI school.
Thank you, Esther.
You're welcome.
Yes, and there was a few compliments on today's slides. Esther, thank you for that. Josefa, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep.
And
So I am going to say good night to everybody. Thank you so much for attending our wonderful Somos DLI. Thank you to our board, Miss Ashley Peak, Miss Bianca Corrales, and Jacqueline. Thank you for your continued support and for making this group happen.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Patricia.
I
thank
believe Miss
you. Good night,
Erica.
everyone. Thank you for attending.
I can't really see everyone, but as I'm presenting, but I believe Miss Erica Square was here. I don't know if she's still here with us. So I just want to say
Yes,
thank you to her.
Erica was on there.
Oh, I thought
Okay.
you kind of sounded like her a little bit when you said yes. I was like, oh, she's still here.
I don't know if she's still on here, but she was on here. We had 59 people total. We almost reached 60, but there were people jumping in, jumping off. So I'm sure we had 60. Trying to see if she's still on here, but I don't see her. No, she's not on here.
Thank
I
you
think
so
she left.
much to all. Good
Thank you,
night. Buenas
Patricia.
noches. Gracias.
Adios,
Buenas
Patricia.
noches.
Esther, can
Buenas
you turn
noches,
off the
Patricia.
recording, please? Esther, the recording.